about something a lot less important. The ramifications of Obamacare being upheld. But they said one thing is, if you have that mandate in it, that is indeed a tax. That's what John Roberts said. Now, was your serve, Governor Romney? How did he do?
Well, I think he missed. And I think it was confirmation, all the flip-flops that we've seen since the decision of the worries that fiscal conservatives have. I think that Rick Santorum certainly is in a position to say, see, I told you so. And of course, the point was of much of his campaign that Romney has an Achilles heel when it comes to his position on this, whatever you call it, individual mandate, tax, thingamabob, thingamajig, Frankenstein, oppressive, and freedom impinging mandate.
Well, actually, let's listen to what the presidential hopeful had to say specifically about Obamacare being a tax.
I said that I agreed with the dissent, and the dissent made it very clear that they felt it was unconstitutional. But the dissent lost. It's in the minority. And so now the Supreme Court has spoken. There's no way around that. You can try and say you wish they had decided a different way, but they didn't. They concluded it was a tax. That's what it is. And the American people know that President Obama has broken the pledge he made. He said he wouldn't raise taxes on middle-income Americans. Not only did he raise the $500 billion that was already in the bill, it's now clear that his mandate, as described by the Supreme Court, is a tax.
So how, Michelle, I'm sorry, Peter, Michelle, his campaign is getting a lot of criticism about this. Specifically, a couple people come out with one thing, he comes out with another. You, Brian, you were mentioning, I think it was what, the Wall Street Journal, very critical.
Wall Street Journal took him to task today, and their lead editorial essentially says he's actually acted, the campaign looks confused and politically dumb.
Yeah, they should have been ready for this. I mean, they didn't have a single advisor or strategist on board. With all of the resources and experience that Mitt Romney has had, having run before and having had to defend himself on this before, they were not prepared after the decision to come out and say what he has said now. I mean, that Etch-a-Sketch is hanging over him like Damocles' sword.
Well, Michelle, you're not suggesting this is a fatal error. I mean, this is a glitch along the campaign trail. Well, what does it mean?
There's no question that it is a huge liability for this campaign. And I have to say that it's demoralizing and cringe-inducing for grassroots conservative activists and Tea Party members who have crusaded for full repeal of this mandate tax monstrosity ever since it was shoved down their throats. They would like to have a standard bearer who has a clear message, not a muddled one. We went through 2008 and a muddled GOP candidate before. We don't want to repeat that history.
But as a matter of fact, didn't Mitt Romney say that he wants to repeal it on his first day in office?
Why didn't he say that the day after the decision and just make that crystal clear, no matter what you call this thing? He didn't do it, and that's worrisome.